Well, hello, loves. Welcome to 3LG, segment number 46. On this blessed, beautiful Saturday, I've had a wonderful Saturday. I had to work this morning, and then I had an occasion to go to at 2 o'clock. However, I'm back home and I'm ready to do what I am scheduled to do. Have you, if you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and do that. You got any comments you want to lay down anytime during this video, please do that and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. If you have a question, if it's something I need to know, hook me up. Today's segment is entitled The Covenant. Okay. There are several covenants within the word. But I am particularly going to talk about the 5 crucial covenants. Okay. And these are being Noahic, Abrahamic, Mosaic, Davidic, and the New Covenant. Okay, I don't know if I said the Noah one right, but you understand what I'm talking about. Those are the covenants that I want to talk about on today. The Noahic covenant is the covenant between Noah and God that he would never destroy the earth again with water. And the symbol of that is the rainbow. Okay, and you can find this in 2 Peter. Abraham covenant is God promised that he'll protect and give Abraham land to him and his descendants only if they follow the path of God. And circumcision was the symbol of that covenant. Okay? And then and I think you could probably find that somewhere in Genesis, okay, about that. Okay, the Mosaic covenant is the promise of God to Moses in regards to the Israelites that he will save them from slavery in Egypt and get them into the promised land, which that was led by Moses to the depth of the journey, and Joshua led them on in to possess that land, which was the land of Canaan. Moses didn't get to go over into Canaan with them, but he was a witness, honey. He saw them go in. Okay, and that particular one, like I said, is in Deuteronomy. Davidic covenant is about David. Okay, and you'll find that in 2 Samuel chapter 7. This is known as the royal covenant. It was promised to establish David's dynasty forever. You know what I'm saying? But acknowledging that the original royal covenant was really between Abraham, but just to boost David up, that was the Davidic covenant, which was the royal covenant. Okay, and then last but not least, in the book of Jeremiah, the new covenant. This was first with the nation of Israel, which ultimately became the covenant between mankind to forgive sin, understanding that it is a universal knowledge of God, of the Lord. And Jesus Christ came to fulfill the law of Moses and created the new covenant between God and his people. Under this new covenant, Jesus and all, not Jesus, Jews and all mankind can be free to choose their salvation. And the free gift of the Holy Spirit. Okay? And covenants are different from a contract because covenants are more relational and more personal. It is a relationship between two partners who make binding promises to one another and work together to reach a common goal, often accompanied by oath, signs, and ceremonies. That's what I was telling you when I was giving you a list of the 5 covenants, and I was telling you a symbol of something that they do to remind each other of that covenant. That's how you know that it's different from a contract. Contract, you sign your name on a dotted line, and it is what it is, more legal than personal. But when you have a covenant, that is like your word, standing on your word and giving some kind of symbol to verify that your word is good, and you know that that will not be broken. So covenants are deep, honey. Okay? They really are. Covenants are way stronger than a promise. Okay? These promises stand strong and they are never compromised or changed to suit somebody's purpose. When we make a covenant, it's like generational. It's not just affecting one generation. We use the term, I promise you, so loosely, and a lot of people word don't stand for nothing. Like, we know that life happens, and sometimes things do change that we can't help. But if you can deliver, stand by your word, and give your all in all when you give a promise, when you stand on your word, honey, it means a lot. So when you just saying something to be saying something, and you be straight telling fibs, you know, everybody know that your word ain't coming from nowhere. So when you finally do mean something, nobody's not gonna believe you because you done lied so long. You done made empty promises for so long. So we don't want to do that. Okay? God knows when God not know when, but He knows we are weaker by the generations when it comes to standing on your word of God. But that's the thing. We are under the new covenant of God. So when you under the new covenant of God, honey, I'm trying to tell you, that means you get saved. You accept Jesus in your life. And this means you have established a covenant with God, that you believe in His Son and His Son's purpose on earth and on the cross and off the cross and then back into the Father, the right seat of the Father in heaven. Knowing that Jesus, God, and the Holy Spirit goes hand in hand. You can't accept one without the other. Okay? And understanding that forgiveness works both ways. And without doing it, without forgiveness, you can't be, you won't be accepted unto the Father when this life is over. Okay? Yes, salvation is a free gift to believers under the covenant, but it will cost you some relationships. It will cost you some friendships and some morality changes. It really will. I can't make anyone switch the game up. It's all up to you individually. It's not an easy road. I'm not even going to sit here and lie to you. It's not. I get mad. I get upset. I hurt. I bleed. But, honey, I'm saved. I am delivered. And I am full of God's love. Okay? That you can't take away from me. Yes, honey, I am struggling day to day to live as God will have me to live. I'm young, not as young as most, and not as old as many. But I have desires. I have needs just as anyone else. But the difference I had to learn after two microwave marriages, you know, I know that I cannot act out of old feelings. I can't act out of pity. I can't act lustfully. I can't just do things just to be doing it. And I can't just do stuff because I'm trying to please somebody else. Okay? If you really, I'm telling you, if you really is serious about somebody, okay, and about your relationship with them, first get your relationship on board with God first. Pray to Him for specifics, for guidance, for warnings, for signs, for humility and forgiveness. Because you're gonna need it when you try to go out there and make a decision about a mate or anything that's life or death threatening. You need to go to God first, not your best friend, not your mom and daddy. You go to God first and get on your knees and be specific when you ask God for stuff. And I'm gonna tell you right now, honey, if you hot to trot, honey, cause honey, that would be me. Not so much that I'm fast, but honey, I love I love men. Period. I love their company. I love being around them. They give me a sense of peace, and most people when they see me, because I'm always smiling, I'm like on like a different person almost when I'm around a man, because I'm more free. I don't have to, like I said before, I don't have to worry about being competitive. I don't have to worry about people always trying to judge me when I'm around a man, because when you around a man, he is himself. You know what I'm saying? And a woman always trying to size you up, always trying to see what you got on, how you look in it, and all that kind of stuff. But a man don't do that. That's why I feel more comfortable around men. But like I said, um, when you hot to trot, honey, you really gotta ask God to take this feeling away from you. But be specific, because and be careful how you do that, because it's time sensitive, honey. Because God can take that away from you and never give it back. So you got to be, careful. And like I say, be specific and particular about how long you want to be like that. For you don't be tempted to go out there and do something you'll be so sorry for. Because, honey, yes, I'm 51 years old, honey, but like I said, I love men and I love being intimate. So I had to pray to God to like work on that with me, take that feeling away from me, so I would not want to deal with nobody and have no feelings to do that until I'm ready for that. And the only time I'll be ready for that is when I done met somebody that God has sent me, not somebody that just trying to holler at me. Cause that's the one thing you don't want to do is constantly, you know, uh, because somebody like you gonna go ahead. Well, I ain't doing nothing. Might as well talk to no baby. I done been there, done that. No. Mm-mm. If I don't, if my heart don't skip a beat, if if I don't think about you more than I think about myself, honey, you can keep it moving. You can keep it moving, because I want somebody that I truly am in love with. And I'm going to ask God to, you know, keep on the way things are until I find to he know that the person that he's sending for me, that I'm ready for him. And then he can bring that feeling back. Okay? You just got to be careful what you ask God for now. You got to be specific. Okay? Because you may really meet that real one day, and you want to be able to receive them when that time and opportunity comes. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta do it in divine order, because that's how we messed up. That's how I messed up. And that's how many of us mess up. Because we do things lustfully instead of asking God for guidance. You out there in the world, do you? But if you're trying to live right, you can't do that. You just cannot. Okay? So be mindful, like I said, be precise, be honest, be true to God, because He already know. You can say what you want to out your lips, but He know what's in here. So you might as well be real. And what's meant for you will be just for you. When God get that thing to you, honey, it's gonna be just for you, and ain't nothing that nobody can do to remove that blessing from you. Okay? The question is, have you made that covenant with God yet? Okay? Please don't wait too long. We still can enjoy life. It's just how we do it will change. Ain't nothing wrong with enjoying life. All we got to do is take life one day at a time, one experience, at a time, and we're going to use our time on earth to enjoy God's gifts and be loving people. Okay? We're going to have days that we fail God, but His grace and mercy is upon all saved folks. All you got to do is give God your hand, your heart, and your soul, and the rest will follow as you grow in God each day. We had revival this week, and I'm telling you, this was my second revival of the year, and I loved every minute of it. I'm telling you, it's a time to personally connect more to God and our purpose individually. God is all there, honey. I'm telling you, He has truly showed out in my life over these past 3 weeks. I mean, and of course, Satan creeped in on 2 or more occasions, in the midst, but I still had the glory through it all. When your life is smooth sailing, honey, and ain't nothing going wrong, and you ain't getting challenged, honey, and that's because of God, the devil, not God, but Satan ain't trying to mess with somebody he already got. He want new victims. So you better check yourself, honey, if everything's smooth sailing and you ain't going through trials and tribulations, honey, because God didn't say that you won't have trials and tribulations, but He will be with you through it all. You will overcome them. Okay? So if you haven't yet had trials and tribulations, honey, just live a little bit longer. Live a little bit longer, because you will. And like I said, the devil ain't gonna, and his people is not gonna toy with nobody he already got. Cause if he already got you, honey, you good. Yeah, you held bound. He want the people that's Satan and his crew want the mess and toy with people that's trying to live right. If you trying to do the right thing, you trying to live right, even if you haven't committed to God yet. But because He know you bout on that freeway, not that freeway, but that boulevard. He know you about tiptoeing towards that boulevard, being nice and kind and compassionate. He gonna work on you. And God knows if you done gave your hand to God, He really wants you to change. That's just like, stars under His belt. If He can get a saved person to turn around and join Him, a saved person that leave and go back out there in the world and don't give 2 cents about God. The devil's high-fiving his homeboys. Yes, got him. Please, don't let him get you. Yes, we may do stuff that ain't right and make him smile, but honey, don't give him the ups. Don't give him the ups. Step on his neck. I'm telling you, put your foot on his neck. Yes. Step on his neck, honey. Do not let him win. It's okay if occasionally you get him to smile, because we human. But do not cave in. Do not let him win. I'm telling you. Do not. Love on God. Do good and be loving. You know what I'm saying? Do not let the devil, his people, or these people that's out here in the world get the best of you. Stay prayed up. I know that's easier said than done, because I almost lost it. This week, honey, I almost lost it now. But I had to immediately calm down. I immediately, something just came over me and told me, don't worry about it. That's gonna be taken care of. So I had to calm myself down and realize that God gonna take care of that, honey. He'll never let his people fall down flat on his face. He will never. Long as you say true to God, honey, I know you ain't got nothing to worry about. So that's why I had to think about it. Don't worry about it, dearie. Because I get upset a lot of times on my job because I take pride in my work. I love what I do. And when somebody, does something to really get under my skin, it's the God in me that you don't, that you don't catch the wrath. But I ain't got to worry about it, honey, because God will take care of me. And he will see to it that anybody that does anything to hurt me, this cause discord, he will handle it. He will handle it. So I ain't got to worry about that. Okay. I already know, that, don't ask me how I know, but it's just something that God puts in me that I know when um I can smell a rat. Uh, but I don't worry about that. And you shouldn't either. And I already know my mouth is a force. I ain't even gonna lie. I got to catch myself on many occasions. I'm not vulgar with it, but them words will cut like a blade sometimes. But I got to remember my covenant with God and let Jesus fight my battles. So if I've ever let loose to you, please charge it to my mind and not my heart. Okay? Please. I would never want nobody to talk to my child like that. So you have to remember that when you talking to people, would you, or you snaking people, would you want them to do that to your child? So be careful how you treat people. Be careful what you may say to them, because you never know what kind of day a person is having. Okay? I'm telling you. So I can't be just jumping off on nobody no kind of way, because I wouldn't want nobody doing that to my child or myself. But I will defend my integrity. I will defend my race of people, and I will defend human rights and all mankind's decency and respect. You will respect me. You will be called out if you don't. Okay? But I ain't got to curse you out to show you I mean business. Because it's a way that you can talk to anybody. And that's what I demand of anybody. You talk to me like you would want to be talked to. Okay? And remember that. Please. I love you. And I wouldn't tell you anything to hurt you. Remember, if you haven't already made that covenant with God, do not wait too long. Go ahead and jump on board, and we can do this together, one day at a time, one experience at a time. God bless you. Enjoy your week, and I look forward to hearing from you all, or you all coming back to see me on 3LG for segment number 47. Peace.